Right, what's happening?
What's happening, my man? What's happening indeed?
Bit of a different format of the day, huh?
It is indeed, Jack. It is. It's a different format for the podcast. Usually we sit in your Motorola recording, but today it's different.
Usually we're face to face having these debates, but now it's all over computer and all that. So we just need to make do what we can. So
Exactly.
this one's a bit hit and miss. You know what I mean? It might turn out good, it might turn out bad, but we're here to talk about Rangers, which is the main thing.
Main thing.
So if you want to get right into it, then
Well,
on episode 8, I might add as well.
episode 8, Jack, as well. Congratulations on it.
Episode 8 already, aye. So I've pretty much just we need to talk about it now. Rangers v Hibs at the weekend. It's always going to be the biggest talking point of the show. So, what was your opinion on it?
It's depressing, mate. That's what my opinion is on it. It was a depressing game of football. It was first half. It was slow, sloppy passing. I mean, I think obviously the goal, Kent, nice chip into Morelos for a good goal, but honestly, that was a game of football that happens too often at Rangers. I feel where we start the season off positively, and then we get
I can agree with you there. Aye.
we get this kind of game where it's just, as I say, slow, sloppy passing. It leaves you depressed, you know what I mean. And then after the game, you feel numb. I don't know about yourself, but I felt numb after the game. I was like,
I'm the exact same.
still,
I'm looking at this game. Last week we thought obviously it's a tough game. I'm looking at it right. We'd be lucky to get 3 points here, even with how good we were playing, right? But then it's just you're expecting the team in form to win, and it's just didn't start the game well, in my opinion.
didn't mate. Decision.
Just purely, as you say, it just ruined your full day. You're excited to do things, whatever, and that, and then it just can't be arsed with anything. Just sit on the fucking couch with a fucking pizza.
Aye. No, it was, as I say, like these kind of games when you obviously we know we go away to Hibs and we're going to get a good game. It's going to be a high scoring game. I know a lot of people are saying a 2-0, maybe a 1-0 Rangers, but no chance. When you look at the previous history on these games, it's high scoring. You know what I mean? There's a lot of fouls.
We have got a good record in them, though.
No, I know. That's what I'm
Like
about.
we do usually fare all right against Hibs. They never really beat us. It's just draws all the time.
I know it's that's what I'm on about. It's not going to just be, as I say, a 2-0, 1-0 Rangers or something like that. Even though it probably should be. I'm on it, like the way that they when they get into the game, they're very physical. I mean, we'll get into it, but there should have been a lot of sending offs, in my opinion.
Well, I thought there was an all because like we talk about Porteous and that he's always a dirty centre back.
Aye,
he's always a dirty player against Rangers, and then it's clear to see he was winding up Alfredo Morelos and that during the game. Aye, he get booked quite early on, so I was expecting him to be sent off. Aye.
There was a tackle in the first half that I thought personally was a red card. Was the one on 0-1 on Kent where I can't remember what he was doing.
Aye, but it was a goal scorer for Hibs. Dre Wright, he just
stomped on his ankle.
Wandered into a bit of space and he stomps in his ankle. No card given.
Exactly.
And you're just like, it just always makes you wonder, like, if that was a player for Rangers, would that have been a yellow card? And I would have said aye, because like, it's a stupid tackle to make that should warrant a yellow card. Sorry, every day of the week, in my opinion.
And that's what I'm on about. There'll be a lot of, you know what I mean, Celtic fans or whatever that'll say there when you said that, like, oh, these are just like crying or whatever, but it happens too often, you know what I mean? I don't know how many times it happens to Rangers where it is a clear, like the Dundee game, as we said with Alfredo, that's a red card. What is the referee? No,
I mean, I know that's 2 in 2 weeks now. Like, that's happened.
Exactly, mate, and it's something that needs to be looked in it. You know what I mean? It happens too often the last couple of seasons with us, man, and it just gets on your nerves. You know what I mean? There was another challenge as well. I think the one on Hadji, was it, where that boy elbowed him clearly in the face? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that any other day would have been a red card, I think, you know.
I know it was a talking point with Chris Boyd and that on the coverage of the game. I have to agree with him. You know what I mean? That he could have got that ball without having to put his arm in the way that he did, right on Hadji. For me, it was a red.
I know. I agree with that. Yeah, it's just, as you say, you expect that for Hibs just being a dirty team, but it's just it still leaves a sour taste in my mouth where it kind of things like, oh, if they got a man off, what would it have been different? But at the end of the day, I just think the way Rangers were playing, the way
Wasn't
we
good enough.
started, it's just we start away games like that far too much. We need to be like the dominant force, like we're
Exactly.
Rangers at the end of the day. We need to be going over there and being in people's faces and that, not letting them like get any of the ball or that. And for the most part, even though we did start poorly, I thought we had a couple of good chances at the start. Morelos had a header. There was a good bit of build-up play, and then Arfield get his shot blocked.
He was unlucky with
so there was a couple of chances. But then at the end of the day, they just run up the park, have one shot, and that's it. Goal.
Well, I
and
mean,
for that goal, I mean, Barisic has to be out at Boyle so much faster than he just sat off him.
I mean, we've been for the last couple of weeks obviously talking about how impressive the Rangers' defence has been. This game they fell apart, they crumbled. For me,
exactly, it's like unbelievable.
Hollander, for me, spent too much more of the time in the game on the floor for that second goal. How is he getting beat by a guy that's like 4 foot nothing? He's 6 foot something. I couldn't that. Goldson, we've been praising him, man. He's been top defender. What is he doing? Sloppy pass again. What are you doing?
I know, it's just like we thought that consistency was coming. Like, and how many games we went into the season? 7 or something like that.
7 or so games.
We thought, right, whatever how many games it is, we thought, right, we've not conceded a goal in this long. Fair enough, the opposition, I don't think has been really much, like a problem. Like, we've got past them, and we should be past them. Hibs was really the first. Hibs was really the first game where we had to prove our point. Like, no, we're not just beating all these teams because they're like bottom half.
Aberdeen as well, mate. At the start of the season, first game of the season, like that was a game at all. Like, first game, Aberdeen away, difficult game. But no,
I thought they were a team in like meltdown though at the time, so you were expected to go beat them. But apart from Aberdeen, maybe like the harder game out of all of them we've played so far.
Definitely, but it's not even. That's what I'm on about here. Is like, how many times do we start the season like this? All right, we've already had a draw with Livingston. That was another frustrating game. But this game for me was a lot more like frustrating. Just the way they turned up, man. The movement of the ball. So I mean, we'll get into the players' ratings if you want to get into them right now, mate. Because
we'll get into them in a minute. I've got a couple more questions. So on the basis of what went wrong, pretty much was just, in your opinion, what was that?
For me, we were missing Joe Aribo and Ruth, obviously. I see Morelos.
I mean, we say that every game recently. Like, Aribo's just when we're winning, like, obviously he's a big miss, but it's in games like this where you can't break down defences or you're looking for that killer pass. Like, Aribo is that player that you will rely on for the midfield to do that for you, and it becomes even more prevalent in games like this. Like, we miss him badly in the team, and we just need him back as fast as we can.
Well, I mean, there's another player on the part that should be doing what Aribo does as well, and that's Hadji. Like, he should be
I know.
It should be doing that as well.
He should be like the like for like sort of replacement, if you will, for Aribo when he's injured, because he's that guy that likes playing in the middle, creating space, and making passes exactly like Aribo does, taking men on. But it's just he seems too lightweight sometimes against these teams.
I have no real idea what's going on with him, to be honest. I think for the second half of the game, mate, it was Defos calling out for someone with pace, as we were saying to each other. Like, it was calling out for somebody with pace, and also had Jones on the bench, and I just don't know what it is with Gerrard and Jordan Jones. Like, what is the boy got to do to get into the team?
Brandon Barker's injured, Roof's injured. You're forcing Hadji out wide. Morelos is
wrong free strikers
playing.
I had free strikers.
Defoe and Itten came on as well, and for me, I was looking for that burst of pace. Just their defenders are obviously going to be tired, and they're on yellow cards. Why not bring somebody with pace on to drive at them? Even if it is Jordan Jones and he hasn't played the game all season, why not? He's on the bench. He's there to use. Like, that's what frustrates me the most about it.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying here. Like, there's got to be something that's happened between him and Gerrard or something. in
Oh, aye,
the
it's definitely. I'd
ground, man.
love to see what it is. Because
Because
it's
I'm
straight
sorry,
after that Celtic game, he gets sent off. He's just never ever been in the team again.
exactly. That's what I'm on about. He took him out with him at Glasgow, and I thought, all right, he'll probably start that game, or he might get a run out like second half. Didn't even
Mm-hmm.
put on. I don't think he did he?
Nah,
No,
I
he
don't
did.
think he did. No.
And then he's on the bench again for Hibs, and it's like, well, mate, the game's crying out for somebody like him to come on and create something, a chance for somebody to take the winner, and he just instead brings on Defoe and that. So I think
I
Gerrard's
know
got a bit of responsibility there.
he was going gung ho, obviously, with all the attacking players on the part and that. But I was looking to our benches, like Aribo Roof. It did leave the bench a bit bare for attacking options in the sense of just an out and out striker. Because obviously Roof is different to all the strikers
Aye,
we have. He can drop back, he can play wide,
aye, yeah, and you seen
side line.
Morelos try and
So
do that.
yeah, and
He's trying
pretty
to do
much
that, but
Morelos' only touch for me was when he scored.
aye, when he scored, I was
I really can't remember him even have any service or anything
no,
much to do at all in the game. He just wasn't even supplied it.
but it was just it's one of the frustrating games, man. For me, it leaves you numb at the end of it. You think to yourself, this is more of a defeat than it is a draw, man.
Exactly, it is. It's just the way you look at it. Like that's another 2 points dropped.
No. And it's
For the two we dropped to Livingston and all. So we can't keep making these stupid mistakes. Fair enough, it's only a draw. We've got a point. We've not get beat, but still, as you're saying, it
I
feels like a
mean,
defeat, and it's just setting us back.
but that's what I'm on about. You know what I mean? People say, all right, there's still so many games to be played, or what have you. But it's these kind of games, as you've said in previous podcasts, is where these kind of games can cost you the title if you don't, you know what I mean? You don't put them to bed, you don't win them, you know what I mean? Don't think
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think we done off, mate. Like, I thought second half, man, that we was for the goal, obviously, for the goal, man, that Arfield scored, like, that was the Rangers that we'd been seeing, man, the beautiful build up play and everything like
I
that, you know what
mean,
I
there
mean?
was a lot of
The
that even
carving.
in the game. Like there was a
I
lot
know
of good
exactly, but
build-up play, but it was
I
just like
mean,
nothing was coming for it.
exactly, but there was a lot of bad decision making for the referee as well for me, man. Like, I don't know what it is, man, with the refs and us, man. Like, and I know people, I mean, it is coming off as like hanging, but it is because it happens every season. You're trying to tell me there's not, you know what I mean, the referees or whatever don't have it out for Rangers, because I'm sorry, like, there's too many times where a player gets tackled
I
and
mean, it was.
it's a clear foul or
Aye,
whatever, you know what I
it's like
mean?
it's
And
near enough every game, pretty much.
exactly, yeah, obviously the
Aye, it just seems that way.
centre half for Hibs, mate. What's his name again? That boy you were on about
Porteous.
there. He's just a wee dauber, man. You know what I mean? Pure trying to wind everyone up after a draw and that. It's not like he's going to, you know what I mean? It's not like Celtic are going to sign him, is it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is with that lad, man. He's just a wee dauber, man. I don't know why. See, that's what I'm on about. We're missing a player in the kind of games where he's trying to be like a wee dick and wind everyone up. We're missing a player that goes to him, right, all right, fair enough, and, you know what I mean, gets right back into him, you know what I mean? I just think some of our players are a bit.
Aye, because like, you're looking at Morelos up front against him, and be like, Morelos is like the worst player to have up front when he's getting wound up because he's just going
Exactly.
to get sent off. You feel,
But that's what I'm on about.
and that's obviously his aim.
No, that is his aim to wind Morelos up and try and get him sent off, obviously, because it's worked, obviously, with Scott Brown and the old firms and that. But like, I just feel like we need a player in there that's got Morelos' back and goes, all right, cool, and then fucking, you know, snaps him, breaks his legs. You know what I mean, I don't care, break his legs. See if he's celebrating the game now. I don't care. I can't stand him, man. He's pure signing like pictures and posters of him like shouting at Morelos or something when he's on the ground or something. It's not like they're winning any of these games,
No,
mate.
no,
They're drawing.
these are all games. These are all games. Hibs didn't win either. They might have
Exactly.
drew the game or they were beat.
And then they come to
And
Ibrox and then we batter them.
for me, Hibs are trying so hard to make it seem as if they want a rivalry out of Rangers. See, ever since the Championship, it's been like, oh, Rangers, Hibs, like, but then we
Aye.
get back up to the Premier League and we're focused on the rivalry with Celtic, and Hibs just seem to always want to rival Rangers, in my opinion.
Aye.
Like, it's a sad thing to do. Like, it's tin pot. Just
Exactly.
want to fucking hurt Rangers players pretty much, but not win your actual game for your
Exactly.
club.
Give him a hangman.
Don't know.
I don't know.
It's something
It's
that wouldn't
embarrassing,
really
man.
happen at
It's
Rangers. So
embarrassing. it's embarrassing for especially him, but they players to act like they've done this great achievement. You know what I mean? You didn't win the game either. You should be disappointed and all. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be sitting there and being like,
Exactly.
ha ha, we've stopped you for hanging. Like, yous are in a position. I know Hibs are only going to win the league, but if say Hibs had won that game, they've got a chance to build momentum, continue their momentum, and maybe you never know. You know what I mean?
I mean, they were all over us. See, ever since
Aye.
they scored that second goal, with to bring it back to two each, they were pepper on our goal. I was feared because I'm like, oh my god, I've seen this happen before,
But
and that'll take us on to my next point. Is this the same old story? Like we've seen this last season, the season before, where we've went to places like Hibs, Kilmarnock, tricky grounds for us to play it. We've seen us play half decent. We've scored goals, but at the end of the day, we still can't get that win.
I've got to, I've got to say, agree, mate. Sorry, it is the same. It feels like that anyway. It feels like it's the same old story with Rangers, where we start, you know what I mean? We start a campaign, all right. Well, there's a couple of fumbles or whatever, but the kind of fumbles that we're talking about, mate, are championship sort of winning fumbles, man. There's too many times where this happens,
No,
and as I said, we're desperately, for me, when Joe Aribo's not there, we're desperately needing a midfielder, as we already known that, you know what I mean? And I know we're linked with players, say, like Preston or whatever, and that, but I just get somebody in there, you know what I mean? Like, there's Haji, man, doesn't do enough. I know I said last week I'd give him man of the match because he get 2 assists. I thought he had a good game, but this game he was. I'll save it for the hangme, but oh my, I was screaming at my telly. Let's put it that way, mate. For a lot of the
he was
game.
frustrating the life out of me.
Aye,
Like every time he received the ball at any area in the pitch, he was trying to go by the man, and just the man takes the ball off him every single time.
but that's what I'm on.
And I'm like, mate, what are you up to here?
That's what I'm saying here with Rangers is like it's just games like these. As I keep saying, man, that leave you feeling numb because you know Celtic are now going to go on. They're going to look at that and go, right, we can kick on here because you know what I mean, like
Exactly.
it's frustrating as I say because you know that I mean if I was in the locker room at Celtic, which I would never be, the only reason I'd be in there probably to vandalise it, not like you. Nah, room at Celtic, you've got to be thinking to yourself, look, listen, they have these kind of spells all the time. Like we can keep going, we can build momentum. You know what I mean? I just
hmm
I don't know, man. It's just frustrating, man. But I really thought we were.
It just it sends you on like that. Because we're playing so well, we've had that one slip up against Livingston. They've kicked on from then and just been like playing amazing. And then you have another slip up, and you just sort of start to question everything
Exactly.
again.
Because
And
I'll say here, mate, I think we lack an aggression and a desire to go and like win these kind of games. You know what I mean? I seen at the end of it was like 5 minutes to go or something. Rangers players are getting hit, you know what I mean? They're giving them time and space on the ball. Like, go and just pressure them, you know what I mean? It's for me it's either the man goes past you or the ball, but not both, you know what I mean? Like unity, you know what I mean? Don't These are the games you have to win, man, when it's like that. Don't be just same old like for the first like 5 minutes, like in there at the last five, do everything it takes to win the game.
aye, it's all down to for me as well. Like if we're having a tough game like we did at the weekend, like the key of starting these sort of tricky games is always starting fast, and we never do it.
No, exactly.
Like never, and then that just puts us on the back foot. We either go 1-0 down, or we go in at half time, nothing each. We'll either go one up and then get beat 2-1 in the second half, and then we're chasing the game in the last 5 minutes, and nothing's like that seems to
Exactly.
be like
The routine.
always the case.
Mhm.
Like,
And
so
it's frustrating.
it is the same old story when we are under pressure. Even now, 3 years under Gerrard, it's still the exact same. We've still never figured out how to just take a game by the scruff of the neck and go and put four past Hibs, and then
Exactly.
just give them no chance of coming back. Like, no ruthlessness at all. And we did have the chances when we went 2-1 up.
Exactly.
Kent was like 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper and ended up trying to fucking hit it as hard as he could rather than place it.
Exactly.
Arfield,
Arfield as
I think
well.
it was after two each. Two shots, ultimate goal, man. He missed. fair enough, the goalkeeper played all right for Hibs. I'll give him that, but
That was that.
should be burying them, man.
I know it should be burying them. Kent should have buried that one definitely for me, man. He should have. He usually takes a
And
run and
it's all down to these. Aye, it's all down to the fact that just can't put a game to bed.
no, we can't. And as you said there as well, the pressure, like that's something that we were on about last. Well, we talked about before we did the podcast. Like, can this group of players, man, can they handle the pressure of what it's going to take to
Because
win the league?
it's very much the same sort of group of players with a few additions. Like, not many players have went out
They haven't.
away for the club that started last season, so it's the same group of players, and you're expecting even more for them than what they did last season. So that's a bit frightening to me. In terms of, obviously, we know what's happened, and we know what happened at the weekend, and it's possibly happening again. But I really hope Steven Gerrard and the management team and the players screw their heads on after the result of this and power on and just basically give the fans what they want.
Well, I mean, I'll ask you a question here. I know when I was texting you about it, I thought it was a thing, mate. At the end there, you were like at the end of the game, when Defoe and whoever it was jumped up for the ball or something, and then Morelos put it in there. I thought it was a goal. I thought it was. You said it was a foul. Do you still stand by it's a foul, mate? Aye.
Well, the way it happened, I'm like, Defoe jumps up for the header, the guy goes down without there being any sort of indication that Rangers are going to score for that, other than Rangers are in the box. Maybe he just went down, tried to win the foul, and it'll always be one for him. But I would say 9 times out of 10 that just gets given as a foul. Unfortunate because Morelos actually finished it well.
Aye,
but I
don't know, mate.
Wasn't any stupidity for Defoe that. It was just the defender played it well, and I think
for me it was just one of them where they both went for it, and then you know what I mean. That boy's obviously went down, but I've seen goals like that before, man, where two people go for it, and then one boy falls on the floor, and then somebody just taps the ball,
and it gets rebounded and tapped in.
And then the referee couldn't wait to blow that whistle. That's what I'm on about. That referee was dying to blow that whistle. He was, man. I don't care what MD says. He couldn't wait to blow the whistle because I mean,
just as soon as he seen anything,
it should have been, mate. There should have been 2 red cards in that game for me. I'm sorry, because I keep saying the one on Kent and then the one on Hadji for me. They were both red cards, man.
I know. I would say personally, the one handling on Hadji, red card, all day long for me. But the other one, I don't know,
mate. Because that one, Kent's the ball's nowhere near the boy just stands on Ryan Kent's ankle.
It should have been a yellow card.
Aye, fair. Okay, yeah, he should have get booked anyway. That's what I'm saying.
We know booting. Aye.
That's what I'm on about. It should have been a booting.
The handling one could have been sent off though.
Aye, definitely. But as you were saying, we should have definitely. I thought Morelos should have went back to his old ways, man, knowing that both of the centre halves were on yellow cards and be like, right, cool, I'm winding one of these guys up until they get sent off. But
I mean, that's what I said to you. I mean, risky. I think all 3 of their defenders with what formation they played. They played McGinn, Porteous, and Hanlon all at the back, all on yellow cards. So I was looking at Morelos and Kent being that tricky, just getting in and out, playing for fouls, getting them sent off. Because Porteous and Hanlon both get booked quite early in the game. So
exactly, that's
what I was looking at, but we didn't take advantage of that.
No, we didn't, mate. So you want to go into the rating the players and
player ratings time then. Let's go to it.
Let's go.
So we'll start off in goals with John McLaughlin, obviously facing his first 2 goals conceded in a Rangers shirt. What was your opinion on his performance?
I mean, he made 2 great saves, I thought. Obviously, he conceded 2 goals, but he made a great save in the first half, I think it was, and then the second half he made a...
No, for Kevin Nisbet, a great save.
Made a great save, proving that he's not just a good, keeper with the ball, as we've been saying, ball with the feet, he's also a good shot stopper as well. I can't sit here and game like a bad, for they 2 kind of saves and
because he couldn't do much for the first goal was he went through his legs, couldn't do it, and then the second goal, I'm expecting Hollander to win that header.
No, I'm expecting.
So
For both goals, mate, I'm going to be
You
honest
could
with
say
you.
he could have done better with the second.
For me, both goals, Hollander should have done better. I don't know why for the first one he's going to get it. Wait, what are you doing? Why are you dancing like you're you know what I mean? I don't know. He did my head in that full game. But
Most of my blame on the first goal is Borna Barisic, to be honest.
no, definitely Borna Barisic is to blame for it. As I say, too much time, too much space. He get that lad on the ball, man. He needs to be in there. And as I say, about either the ball or the players can pass, but not both. You know what I mean? That's what I'm on about.
Aye.
We'll get any Barisic, yeah, but I've got the keeper. I've just got the keeper in 8. There's nothing really. Didn't do anything wrong. And
I mean, I'll give the keeper an 8 now. He didn't do anything wrong. He saved. I mean, what could have been another goal for Hibs at the end of the day? Couldn't really have done much with the first goal, and then the second goal, fair enough. But
doesn't he lose his place or anything like that for me? Like, I don't know. I've just got a funny.
Nah, he still starts.
Still starts for me. I don't want this to be a case where McGregor plays Thursday and then everyone's like, oh, well, what's going on here with the keepers? Like, I would play hang me on Thursday instead of McGregor personally.
I think so as well. Just give him that confidence back, even because it's his first 2 goals that he's conceded. So, just show him that
he's not.
He still believes in him to start. You know what I mean? So moving on to right back then. James Tavernier,
Aye, Tavernier, eh? I don't even.
I mean, probably in the best form of his life.
Probably
up until this game, scoring, assisting, like mad. So.
Aye, well, I mean, you could say that. I don't know. I wouldn't say we'll no debate about Tav's form, but he's been in good form, mate. I'll give him a 6, mate.
6? Oof, that's a lower one. How are you giving him that then?
Just give him a 6, mate. I'm not gonna listen. Didn't do anything wrong for me or anything right for. Well, I did. He's part of the. What have you given him? What, 10?
I've got him. I've got him at 5.
Aye, what? So one lower than me.
Aye, just a really poor game for Tavernier. I was just want to see your opinion on it before I.
Oh right, you want that? No, mate. It was a poor game for all the defence. To be honest, as I said, we've been building them up and they crumbled there at what's in Hibs game, but I don't know, mate. That's what it is, mate. That performance was, I don't know, but words can't describe that performance, mate.
Aye, but for my view on Tavernier's game, like his deliveries into the box weren't good enough. His corners again weren't good enough.
Somebody else needs to.
I thought his positioning up until like their second goal was poor. Like after that, he just seemed like he was on skates.
Aye, Bambi,
and just pretty much. I thought like, every single attack they had was down his side. After that,
no, I was.
I thought he was poor. Like just with what we've seen from him for the past 3 weeks or so, like, with him being that good, and then just an absolute shady himself. Like,
but that's what I was saying. That's
just a week after that.
That's as keep saying, like that's what we've been. Like the back four have been tremendous, and this game it was like, oh right, so this is actually what he's like then. Aye, that's like the old versions in it. It's like last season's version of them came back. You know what I mean?
I know, resurrected.
Speaking of last season's version, Connor Goldson, mate, what have you hanging for Goldson?
I mean, defensively wise, first half, I don't think he done much wrong.
No, I didn't.
But I cannot sit here and defend that.
No, I can't defend it.
And it just led to that goal. I'll give him the same rating as Tavernier because I both thought second half they were just as bad as each other.
I've given him a 5 here.
I thought he was shocking up until that. He just seems he's like coming out like with this record-breaking defence and all that, and then one thing goes wrong and he just absolutely shites himself. And we seen that last season, and I didn't want to see that Connor Goldson again. But
no, I didn't. I didn't want to see it, mate.
Here we are.
I just, man, a guy that's. I mean, there's a lot of them. But Goldson has turned my head, man. For me, it was after that. I was like, no, he's no get tempted, but started strong. I'm like, okay, so this is a player that Gerrard's probably seen, you know what I mean, and thought, he's proper, you know what I mean. As you say, for that goal, it felt like the old Connor Goldson was back. I've given him a 5, same as yourself. just didn't do anything wrong.
Aye.
Second half, he just crumbled, man.
Nah, he was quite poor. Like, just that goal, man. Just what is he thinking?
I don't know what he's thinking, man.
Like, just get the ball as far away from any hib shot as you can. But no, he just pass it straight to him. Like, stupidest wee pass ever. Just puts you under pressure straight away, and he couldn't recover.
It was like something out of FIFA.
Aye. Plays too much FIFA, that cunt.
I agree with us, mate.
Anyway, on to his partner at the back, Philip Hollander.
I've given him a goal. I've given him. He was awful. He was awful full game, man.
A forward, did you say there?
Aye, he's a forward, mate. I don't care. He shouldn't be getting beat by a smaller man for that second goal. First goal, he's rolling about on the floor. Why is he going to the floor for? Stand tall. You're a big boy. You're Swedish. You know what I mean? Your relatives are from Viking country. Stand tall. Why is he getting bullied? And do you know what I mean? He looks like he's. I'm not even. He boiled my blood that game, mate. I'm sorry. I just didn't think he was good at all, man. He was getting beat too often for me, man. He shouldn't be getting beat. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be this big, solid. You know what I mean? If he can keep up with Cristiano Ronaldo, then how can he not keep up with whoever's playing up front for Hibs?
That's true. I've given Hollander a 6 because I thought he was just that slightly better than Goldson. I can't rate them the same way. So I'm giving that away. I thought even when we weren't really in the game, when it started first sort of 15, 20 minutes, he was winning all the headers. He was making the and all that for that point in the game. And I thought, just compared to his partner, Goldson, I just didn't think he was as bad as him. So I'll rate him just one higher. He wasn't good.
He was rolling about the floor, mate. He was rolling about the floor, man. Bambi on ice, as I've said, he was awful, man, for me that game. I just didn't rate him at all, man. He was doing my head in. That's another thing with Monroe. He always looks like he's got like I don't know, like ice. Like I don't know. His beard's weird, mate. His beard scares me. He scares me sometimes.
Ice cream on his beard,
he just looks like
up, brushed his teeth, and he's got all his fucking toothpaste on him.
Exactly, just looks like he's got toothpaste. You know what I mean, man? Like, don't know. Just annoys me.
But fair enough, honestly. You can have your opinion, I guess. So,
no, I can, mate. So can you. So can
finishing off with defence, Borna Barisic.
You want to go first?
Again.
You want to go first?
So Barisic for me, obviously we've talked about that first goal. He should be right out to the man, close to the man, demanding the ball off him. Instead of giving him the space to come into the box and make an easy pass. That was poor. I thought going forward he was as good as he could be in a game like this, in my opinion.
For me, he wasn't even in the game.
He done everything he really could. He made a lot of good balls into the box. We know really they onto them, but for that doesn't warrant that much of a better rating. He gave, in my opinion, gave away that first goal. So I would rate Barisic a 6 because his offensive work can be that good, but then his defensive work can let him down drastically.
You're being a lot kinder on these players than Armour, by the way. I've given him a 5, mate, as I say.
You've given him a 5?
I've given him a 5, mate. He wasn't. I mean, he was going through.
I do get what you mean when he wasn't really in the game, though.
If second half, I didn't feel like he was in the game. I thought, where's he going to? Because he was. I seen a couple of times he was in space and it was like panic. Nobody was giving him the ball. I'm like, he's in space, give him the ball. You know what I mean? So he could whip it in. But I don't know, man. First goal, he has to take the blame for it. I feel obviously, as we've said, but just he wasn't in the game enough for me, man. And I don't know if that's. Don't know if you could say, well, credit to Hibs for doing, you know what I mean, their jobs, their homework, you know what I mean, and marking them out the game or what have you, but I don't know. I just think he wasn't in the game, man.
Nah, I can get what you mean by that. I've given him a 6, you've given him a 5. It's probably a bit fair. The defence on a whole
wasn't good enough.
Dreadful. Man.
That's what I'm on about. They've set such a high standard, and then they put a performance in like that, and you're like, are you kidding me? You know what I mean? And
personally, I'm not expecting us to not concede a goal all season. Right? I didn't want it to happen the way it did.
I didn't want it to happen like that. You want a bit of quality beat you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely.
Moving on to the midfield, mate. Who we starting off first with here? We're going with Davis first,
Aye, go Davis.
I'm going to be positive on Davis for changing this game, mate. For me, I gave him a 7 here. I thought he had he had an alright.
I'm in agreement with you there.
He was trying to do stuff, man. He got the ball and he was trying to make something happen. I feel, you know what I mean, compared to another midfielder who, when we get onto him, I've had enough of him. But no, I thought he was a 7 at least, mate. I thought he was one of our best players in this game.
I would agree with you. I mean, I'm really ruthless on the midfield, even on our Twitter page and that. Like, I'm just looking for that Aribo type midfielder when we don't have him. And even though like, Scott Arfield was pushing forward and all that, I just think the midfield is just flat.
It's flat. It's lacking
sometimes.
Something.
It's I've always felt that. Even with Davis trying to create in that, it's just it doesn't seem like he's good enough really going forward.
No,
he's trying to make it happen, but at the end of the day, I think we need more quality in that area of the pitch.
As I said to you, obviously last night when I was watching the Sheffield game and that, I know we were linked with that boy. What's his name? Lundstrom, is it?
Aye, Lundstrom. Aye.
I just think if we get him on a free signing, I think that'd be a tremendous signing, man. As I say, he seems like a workhorse of a player. He's good going forth, you know what I mean, and he's the kind of guy he's doing you know what I mean. He's doing everything, man. He's a proper midfielder for myself, I would say. And somebody that if he was to come to Rangers, I think he would definitely step up the levels in the middle of the park.
No, I agree with you there. It's getting a hold of that kind of player, obviously, because
no, definitely.
I'd love to see that kind of.
But that's what I'm on it. But we have
player at Rangers.
The appeal of Rangers now, obviously, is your manager's going to be Gerrard. You're going to learn from one of probably the best midfielders of all time. One of the biggest football clubs in the world. You're playing European football up here. You know what I mean? You're not going to get. Yeah, I mean, I know you could say, oh, but it's Premiership with Sheffield. But you come to Rangers, there's a chance of you winning trophies, making a name for yourself. You know what I mean? In terms of you can go down as one of the fan favourites or whatever, and you get to play European, Europa League, and Champions League. You know what I mean? Football. So I wouldn't. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say that there's. Yeah, I mean, like obviously it's a wage situation and things like that. If we're on about that, but the appeal to come up and play for Rangers and even Celtic, man, is massive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, you might only say, "Oh, you're like the Scottish League Cup and the Scottish Cup and all that," but these are trophies Rangers are and Celtic are expected to go toe to toe for. Every single season. Win like you're consistently fighting for trophies up here. Like the demands of a Rangers player is like huge. So if we could get a player like him in, but it's looking more likely that it's going to be Daniel Johnson for Preston, he sat out the game at the weekend. I think he's got an injury, but I think that's just a precaution, just to get him up to Ibrox. I think for 3 million. I think they're talking. So he's exactly the kind of midfielder I want. So I'm excited for the signing.
I know nothing about this boy.
I've not watched much of him, but I've seen his highlights
on YouTube.
Yeah, of course, you always have to do it. Very, very similar to an Aribo type, just always looking to go forward and just looks skillful, pacey. He's also obviously got an eye for goal and that, so I'm excited to see him and Aribo in the same team at some point. So hopefully that one will go through, and
it's the same age.
We'll be sitting here happy, man.
Hopefully we just get somebody, because it's a conversation that you just feel like that's what I want about. It just feels like the same old story, man, because we're talking about, you know what I mean, these kind of performances, the midfield not being good enough, and then obviously you can talk about maybe, you know what I mean, the right hand side as well. Obviously, don't feel like we've ever replaced when Candace left the club.
Exactly, 100%.
I mean, for me, I can't believe it. A lot of people, a lot of Rangers fans, but a majority of Rangers fans didn't like him or whatever. I thought he was a tremendous player. You know what I mean? He was my kind of footballer I like. You know what I mean? He would chase everything.
Exactly.
Work rate was tremendous, man. You know what I mean? I think he was a real miss, a real shame that we
has been even to this day.
I really enjoyed watching him play for us.
So did I. We'll go on to that when we talk about Haji.
No, definitely, man,
definitely. About that area of the park, but so Stephen Davis gets a 7. He played all right.
He played all right.
Done what he could. Glenn Kamara.
Awful. Just awful for the start until he gets subbed for me. he's a frustrating player to watch, man. Yeah, just watching his passing, mate, it was sloppy. Some of his where he was in the park, like position wise and everything like that. I'm like, what are you doing? He really, yeah, again, like Hardlander, man, he was frustrating me, man. He just gets on my nerves sometimes, Kamara. I know we were talking
That's
about
fair
when
enough, but
to me, mate, he was. I give him a
um,
4. I'm sorry, I give him a 4, man. I just think he's not good
give him a
enough, man.
4.
He's not good enough, mate.
Well, see, the thing is with Kamara, like, I think as a Rangers player, he can be good enough, but all we talk about, like, or all we see, sorry, when he's on international duty is he's this attacking midfielder for Finland, and he can be like that, this and that, and then he comes back to Ibrox, and he just sort of dilly dallies on the ball, and
Exactly,
there's
and
not
that's what
enough
I'm on
going
about.
forward. Although I thought he did all right, like, going forward, but it's just too much sort of sideways passing for me. I want
That's what I'm on about.
him to go forward, because this is all we hear about him when he goes away to internationals. Like, make him that box to box midfielder.
But that's what, as I'm saying, mate, as I was about to say there, like, I remember when we first got him, and you know what I mean, we're thinking, this is a bargain, this guy, you know what I mean, he's a good enough player, you know what I mean, you don't get into the Arsenal Academy, you know what I mean, well, if you're German, no,
Jezza does, but
Jason, mate. But no, like, he's obviously Arsenal Academy player or whatever, man, but I just think, as you're saying, like the sideways passing, the sloppy passing for the full team throughout the game, man, but especially him, man, and he just frustrated me watching him in that game, man.
because you're always wanting more. Like,
You're
maybe
wanting
I'm
more
just
from him.
expecting too much from him, but I think he's a right,
No, I don't
like,
think you're, mate, because we
decent
know
player.
exactly, we know he's a
Like,
decent
we've
player. We
seen
know
how good he could be. It's just like sometimes you need to be like, come on, more. For Glenn Kamara, I'll give him a 5.
5, so one
I
above me
mean, I
again.
thought he should have been subbed, rightly so, but
I'd have
just
sucked him half
I'm
time,
always
man.
I'm always expecting more for Kamara, like, even in games like this.
Oh, same. Scotty Arfield, mate.
Goal scorer, put us up in the lead. What a great goal that was, by the way.
Tremendous
Haji,
football,
even though
man.
he didn't have the best game, what a fucking pass
What
that
a
was.
pass. What a
Um,
pass indeed.
Scott Arfield, for me, past couple of games is shown why he's staying in the team.
Aye,
He,
definitely, mate,
he,
definitely.
I mean, every other chance was falling to him.
And that's what I'm on
Uh,
about. Yeah, again, he was trying to make something happen. He was going for it, you know what I mean? And I agree with what Ali McCoy said, commentating the game, is he's a different midfielder in terms of he wants to get forward and he wants to be in the box and try and score. So no, he's a
Definitely,
positive player, man.
and I didn't really think he would feature much this season, more like Davis and all, but for me, he starts next week again, because he's a player I'll give pass marks for. Even
Mm-hmm.
though he even though he did miss that one that could have won us the game in the end, he
I
still
mean,
put a right good shift in.
to be realistic, he probably should have had a hat trick, to be honest. If he scored that one in the
Aye,
first half, and then his
exactly.
goal,
On
and
a
then
good
that
day, that
one.
was a hat trick.
Exactly, that's a hat trick. I think there was a pass either. It was who passed that ball to him where he should have scored that one. Was it Davis or was it Tav that passed it to him? Where it was like over the top. I can't even remember. It doesn't matter.
Over the top, and then he had 2 shots to go.
Aye,
I can't remember who passed the ball, but he really should have scored at least one of them. But it is what it is. I thought he had a good game. I'll give Arfield an 8.
I give him an 8
Moving
and
on to the forward line now, the front three. So starting off with probably the poorest, Giannis Hadji.
just disappointed in him, mate. I expect so much more from him. You know what I mean? Because you know it's there.
Again, though, pushed out wide.
I know that's what I'm on. But it's a frustrating thing here. It's
Because that's what I was going to talk about when I got into this position. Like, we, as we've talked about, Candace left. Who did we sign? Jones, Barker. None of them are even right-sided wingers. We didn't sign anybody to replace him, and we still
no, we
haven't.
didn't.
We just rely on, even when Aribo was in the team, like last season, he was playing out right wing when he's a centre mid.
And he was better at
Doesn't
left
make
back.
any sense.
No,
It just doesn't.
he's
It
better.
doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
It
you've
really,
got
no, that's
Kent
what I'm on
on
about.
the you've got Kent on the left side, and then you've got no other right winger on it just didn't
Uh,
add up for me. And then it's not fair on Hadji getting pushed out there, and he's not his natural position, and you're expecting so much of him. So
no, but that's what I'm on about. It's a mixture. It's his performances, and it's also Gerrard and the formation, man. Like, come on, Gerrard, you know where he should be, and you know what he should be doing. You know what I mean? He should. You know what I mean? Like, Haji for me is that kind of
but
guy.
even at that, there's not much people that could come in and really do that job that he does in that side of the park, which means he has to kind of play there. You know what I mean, like, unless
I
he
know,
changes the formation about, which
not
it really will never do.
exactly, but for me, mate, he just in this game he was awful until you know what I mean. He linked up with Taven Arfield for the goal.
Aye, I mean, apart from that, like, aye, just every single thing he tried to do just would not work.
And for me, man, he has to step up now. He has to step up because we need him. You know what I mean? We need him. I mean, when players are like
I know we
Aribo
paid
are out,
3.5
man,
million for him at the end of the day.
exactly. And when players like Joe Aribo are out, mate, we expect him to step up and be a kind of guy to either score the goal or be in
Definitely,
part of the
aye.
build-up play, man. Um,
And
I'll give them a
fair enough, the past couple of games he has been a part of the goals, but I'm looking for more goals to his game, and just I'm
aye,
expecting this sort of just little wizard on the ball that can do anything. And I'm still hopeful it'll come eventually, but it's still not happened yet. So what are you
aye.
getting him?
I'm giving him a 5, mate.
5. Haji gets a 4 for me. I think he was the worst player in the park.
No, Hollander was the worst player in the park.
But
Not Kamara or Hollander was the worst players. They were all awful in this game, mate, let's be honest. No, I'm only joking. No,
and
it's not even.
then you
I
look
don't even know.
Goldson and that were poor and all, but just on the basis here, like Haji just didn't do it for me.
Alfredo Morelos, my man.
Back in the team again, up front.
Exactly. After a good shift
Didn't
in
really.
Europe.
He done well actually in the game of the weekend. Sorry, last Thursday get two goals and then rightfully starts. Obviously, with Roof being out, but I thought
As we said, mate, he
didn't
didn't
really
do
wasn't
anything
really
after
supplied with
that
that
goal.
much service. He got his goal. It's obviously good to see him scoring again. In the league at a vital time at half time and all. But apart from that, he was kind of wound up with Porteous, wasn't he? Get the yellow card and that, and
Also, there was
just
a
no.
there was a chance when Arfield, I think it was cleared the ball. I think Defoe was trying to make the run. He go on the counter, and I think Morelos just like headed it back into our half. I'm like, what are you doing? Um, I'm pretty sure that happened.
Is that
Or
haircut?
else, mate, it's something we need to talk about. He either needs to shave his hair or just grow it in and just keep it gelled. But because it's
I know,
just
man.
choose one or the other.
Fucking sharp boy, man.
Uh, I've just given him a fucking 6 for this game. To be honest, didn't as you say,
I gave Morelos a 6 and all. Got the goal at the
didn't
end of the day, but didn't really
I
do
didn't
much
really do
else.
anything. I didn't really do much else. Ryan Kent. I
Probably
mean,
one of his poorest games of the season.
it was, mate, but at least he was trying to. I feel like he was trying to make like, stuff happen. At least, you know what I mean, when he got in the ball, he was making some positive
He
runs.
always is. He
He got,
always is trying to make stuff happen. I mean, like even when he's playing bad or the team's playing bad, he's always that guy that's trying to drive at the team. Maybe trying to do everything himself sometimes, which is
aye, that's what
a
I'm on about.
bit of a
Frustrating how
problem.
you
But
watch.
just he was trying, but he just these moves and the things he's been doing all season just didn't come off in this game. So
No, I didn't, mate.
I'd give Kent, so I'd give him a 6 and all.
I've given him a 6 in a row, mate. Just didn't
He
think.
just
I just it's as I say, mate. It's one of the frustrating games that leaves you numb at the end of it, man. You're like, wow, did I jump into a
it's just
time machine and watch Rangers? You know what I mean for the end of last season or whatever. You know what I mean, because I just couldn't believe it that Rangers turned up and not the Rangers that you know what I mean we've seen so far.
I know it's just unbelievably poor for the way we've started the season. Just we're looking to build with every game, just gaining 3 points after 3 points, and just when you take that hit, it feels shite, honestly. But
It's
the
awful.
less we dwell on it, the better. So we just need to get out of our minds. The game's happened.
Oh no,
And
we're over
move
it.
on.
We
And
move on. We move on. Obviously.
we move on swiftly. Obviously, we move on to the game on Thursday. Willem 2 in Holland.
Holland.
One-off game again, and then the winner of this gets into the playoff game versus Galatasaray or Hajduk Split, I'm sure. So, I mean, Europe, you've said, is not something you're really bothered about this
No,
season.
I'm obviously the main goal for myself, like, is to win the league. But Europe is still massive.
It's
It's
the
still
main
need to
goal
be,
for everybody, I think.
obviously in
We
terms
need to
of
be challenging for everyone we're in.
exactly.
So, I mean, they come with a threat and all. They just won their last game 5-0 against obviously a familiar opponent, Progress Niederkorn for us. And then they got beat on Saturday the 12th. That was the first game of the season. They got beat 2-0 off Heerenveen, and then 1-4-0 the weekend there. And a couple of dangerous players for them is their striker, who I just want to take a look at because he's scored a few already this season.
Mm-hmm.
If I can even pronounce his name. Vangelis Pavlidis. He's a Greek striker.
Say that again.
And he just need to say it again.
I don't. I'm only wing you up. He's a Greek striker.
Greek striker. He looks like he's banging them in already. So he's obviously going to be a man to watch. And then also Gorkem Slagkem. Never ever heard of him before, but just looking at their team, like, they seem to be two dangerous players. He's a goal scoring midfielder, a German goal scoring midfielder, and he scored in the previous game as well. So they are a threat. They have got good players. So
especially our Rangers team.
It's something to watch out for. It's a tricky kind of game because you can't go in there expecting to just pump them like we did the last tie. It's going to be a tough one.
No, but that's what I'm on about. If these guys are, as you're saying, like they're putting the ball in the net, and the striker seems dangerous, and especially our Rangers team that have just come for a performance at the weekend there. It's going to be an interesting time.
They've had such a positive result. 4-0 they won, and then we're drawn 2 each. So we're going into this in a bit of a downer, but they're going in all guns blazing. Have Rangers.
As I say, mate,
it's a tough one.
Now, because it's a one-legged sort of kind of game, anything can go, anything can happen in it. For myself, I just hope Rangers come out and they respond in a positive way, and we hopefully go through and we get to play Galatasaray or whoever the nobodies are.
It'll probably be Galatasaray at the end of the day.
Hopefully
we go over there and we score goals and play well. That's what I'm wanting for Rangers.
I'm on a Fredo Morelos goal.
For me, I'd like to see more Morelos goals. I think he's only a couple off the European goal record.
I think it's like one.
History now,
I think it's like 1 or 2 in it.
So he's pretty much there. So hopefully he can get another cut of goals and be the record holder. That'd be good. But I'm going over there. I'm thinking it's going to be a tough one. 3-1 Rangers.
It's going to be a tough one. So you say 3-1 Rangers, aye?
It's one of these games. I look at who did we play last season? Danish team. I can't mind their name now, but it was like similar to that. Like, it's a tricky one because they had played Man United and beat them before a couple of seasons before that, and we're like, oh fuck.
I know.
We beat them.
What was their name? I can't remember their name.
We beat them quite comfortably. I think we beat them 4-1 or something like that. So I'm sort of predicting a similar game to that, but Rangers still need to be up for it at the end of the day.
I
assume they will be.
I'm just going for a Rangers win, mate. I can't sit here and tell you a 3-1 or anything, mate. I think it'll be a difficult game. I'd like to see Morelos get, obviously, beat McCoy's Hingway and get the European Hingway because it'd be nice for him. He's a lovely man, is Morelos. No, I'm
obviously just hoping we win the game and progress.
But that's the main thing, mate. That's the main
thing. Moving on from there, you've got, just staying on Rangers again, you've got the away game at Motherwell. Firth Park's always another one that's just back-to-back tough venues to go to. They're hatchet men as well. They're just always dirty.
Well, that boy
just went out and beat. Yeah?
See that boy that we've given them on loan, will he be able to play? Is it a bit like Jamie Murphy?
No, he won't be able to play against us.
Aye. Sorry, so what you were saying there?
So, no, they're just hatchet men. They're
Uh,
always out for a fucking fight. It looks like Motherwell, and they've just recently, obviously, beat Aberdeen 3-0 away from home, which is, I mean, that's a great result
it's
for any.
impressive for them.
And they got them beat them 3-0, so they've not really started the season that good. Obviously, losing David Turnbull as well, but it's just another tricky one, man.
It always is, mate, as I say. Like, I'm just putting it out there, but could you imagine if, say, we don't go through in Europe and then we have to go there and then it's another disastrous
It's a
performance?
slugfest. I know. I know. I'm trying not to think about that, but obviously that's possibly happening. So I'm looking for us to obviously have a good positive result, positive performance in Europe, then just go into Motherwell with the same mentality. And I really want us to score early
Well,
and
we have to in the kind of games, don't
be right up for it for minute one, because it's that what costs us sometimes, I think.
we? Exactly. No, that's what exactly, mate. I agree with you on that. As we say, Motherwell is always a difficult game for us. They're going to be physical. There's going to be some hasty challenges, I predict, probably. There always is.
Aye,
Probably some more
definitely.
bad refereeing. Um,
Aye.
just need to win, man. That's what I
But
was saying here. We just need to win. We need to get that
exactly.
momentum
I'm not
back.
going to give. I'm not going to give a score prediction. I'm just like win. That's all
Aye.
you need to do is win. I'll be happy with any sort of result we win the game with.
No, exactly. I just be positive, mate. That's all I say. Is like they just need to be. They just no need. Just don't play as bad as you did that game, man. That Hibs game, honestly.
Man, hopefully that's a one off, and
I
it's
hope
just
it.
we go back to winning ways. That's all I can
No,
really
I
hope.
just.
But
It's just saying, mate. We've got to start these games 100%. You know what I mean, and not just sideward passing and then, oh well, where do we go for here? Do you know what I mean? Like, no, go for it, bomb forward, create. You know what I mean? Do something with the ball.
definitely, definitely.
So you get Rangers
And
winning both games, aye.
I mean, I've got to, don't
Aye, of
I? I
course we do.
don't see. I see two tricky games happening, but I still see Rangers have enough to
Aye, to go
win
through.
both games. Aye.
Just
Um.
before we move on, there's a point I want to bring up here. I seen a lot of people give one of the new signings, the new boys up front, Itten in it. I forgot the boy's name in it. Aye, it is.
Nah, that's aye.
I seen him get a lot of criticism in the last Europa League game. I know people are already trying to get on his
Mhm.
back or whatever. I just want to say it's a
I
bit
mean, it's his
unfair.
first start, isn't it?
Exactly, it's a bit unfair to get on this boy's back. He's not even been given a full sort of 90 minutes or what have you. It really show the fans what his game is, you know what I mean? But I just think it's unfair to just jump on his back straight away. It'd be nice to see him maybe come on and
Aye.
get a goal or do something, but I just think it's a bit unfair when people just. We always do that. I think that's the thing that annoys me with some Rangers fans is, you know what I mean? We sign a player and we don't really give him. We expect him to just do something straight away. You know what I mean? Like give him the time. Let them have the time to, you know what I mean, adjust to the style of play, adjust to the, you know what I mean, environment. Or, you know what I mean? I just annoys me sometimes with some Rangers fans when they get on players back like that.
I agree with that. I mean, he's got to be given time at the end of the day, so he'll hopefully come good at some point. I mean, he didn't score all the goals in Switzerland and get into the Switzerland national team for no reason. There's obviously talent there. It's just,
Exactly.
as you say, adapting to a new league and environment and everything like that, a new team. So it will come eventually. I'm confident on him.
Oh, same mate.
And
But it's a crazy weekend in the Premier League, mate, was it not?
it wasn't half.
Well, it wasn't half, was it? No. Your boys, Liverpool, upset Fat Frank, which was glorious.
I mean,
Manchester United as well,
Chelsea have shafted it so far.
big time. I can't believe I had Chelsea winning the league. I don't know what possessed me to pick Chelsea to win the league, man.
I don't know why I put Liverpool third, but we all made mistakes.
No, exactly. Because I think you have just, when you signed Thiago, you have just, right, cool, we're winning the league now. Yeah. Honestly, what a footballer, man. Was it, I think the stat was that he came on and he had more
Yeah, he's
touches
the
than,
most passes or something like that in Premier League history. I don't know. Most passes made in 45 minutes or something like
just a tremendous signing and a player. We're starting to see all these big names coming to the Premiership. Obviously, we've had big names, but we're starting to see them all come, like your Thiagos, your Jameses, and all those kind of guys coming to the Premiership, which is exciting. But I thought Liverpool. I thought Liverpool dominated the game. Chelsea weren't really in that game, but no, I just think
Nah, they
using
weren't really. Liverpool dominated the game. Then Christensen gets sent off, and for then it was just how many are Liverpool actually going to score now? In the end, 2-0, but it could have been way more. Thiago, obviously, as you say, making that good impression, the debut, something that Timo Werner and Kai Havertz have yet to do. I mean,
exactly,
I've been
mate.
really surprised with the both of them, but Havertz getting played out right wing is not where he would be preferred to play. That's obviously where they're wanting Ziyech to come in and play, and Havertz more in the middle behind Werner. So maybe when we see that happen, they'll be fine. But as of yet, I mean, Havertz has been poor, and Werner, just you're expecting him to score goals and goals, and it's just not happened. Yeah, obviously 2 games in, but we'll see how it happens. I
For
expect them to
me,
get hit form eventually.
no, I do expect them to hit form in that, mate. But for me, if they're not in the top four at least, man, he's got to be sacked. You can't spend that kind of money and
Aye,
not be at least
no, you
challenging. You know what I
cannot.
mean? But no, I mean Liverpool for me I reckon Liverpool are going to win it. My boys Leeds United, mate. Box office
They like a
again.
good 4-3 game, don't they?
We're box office, mate. That's what happens. It's like a boxing fight or a cage fight. You know what I mean? We take a couple of blows, but in the end, we do finish it. We land some beautiful body shots, what have you. My boy Patrick Bamford is proving all you haters wrong by stepping up and showing you that he is a Premier League level striker. 2 games, 2 goals, mate. Assist as well. I don't know. Did you see any of the Leeds goals? No.
To see any of them now.
Did you not? What are you doing with your life? Go and watch the highlights, mate.
Do you know
Because
what? When we're done here, I will.
Costa, Nipsey Huss as I call him or what have you, he proving. You know what I mean? He's just turned into the player that I'm happy that. Well, the player that I thought he would be. You know what I mean? When we permanently got him in and that, but. These
Mm-hmm.
performances he's putting in constantly are tremendous. The whole team, the work rate, man, and stavering about the club, man. It's great to see. Obviously, Leeds back in the Premiership. For the goals that we did concede, the penalty for me wasn't a penalty. Didn't touch him. The left back for Fulham, Brian, is it? I can't remember the boy's name.
Aye, Brian, his name.
Aye, it's one of them where he knows that tackle's coming, so he's going to go down anyway. For me, it wasn't a
Mm-hmm.
penalty. I think the other goal, William Cooper could have done better. He was out positioned, and he probably should have done better. Keeper Mesley for the other goal as well. I think he was a bit blocked by the sun, but I think myself, well, did nobody tell him he can wear a cap or something? But he was out of position as well for the other goal, and probably should have done better with it. But I'm just happy to get the first win. Obviously, Sheffield is the next game, which will be Yorkshire sort of kind of derby, which is
Mm-hmm.
going to be a difficult game. At Sheffield are on a losing run. Obviously, they just, I don't know, it's second season syndrome in it with Sheffield, really.
Nah, I mean, it is, aye. I placed
I
them
just
quite
don't.
high as well, but
No, I just don't think Sheffield are. I don't know, man. I just think when you start, obviously some teams can start off bad and then build form up, but I just think Sheffield, man, if they don't make a real good signing in terms of a striker or that, I think they're done in this league, man.
nah, it could be that way, honestly. I mean, they're not signing that much quality, in my opinion,
No, they're not.
to really stake a claim to stay in the league and stay as high as they did. Like, I thought even just with Chris Wilder as the manager, I thought that's where he got through to the players to perform that well. But just as of right now, they don't seem that promising.
No, they don't. Villa, as well, mate. Villa have made. I think they've done tremendous business. I think I had them done at the relegation sort of battle, but
I
I
know.
don't think.
I had
I don't
them
think they will.
just just escaping relegation, but they've done well with the signings and Martinez and for
Great,
Arsenal and Watkins.
great for my fantasy team last night. Martinez was saving that penalty. Um,
Aye.
Man City as well last night. Obviously, to get themselves a 3-1 win over Wolves, which for me was I'm just happy Jimenez or whatever his name is scored for my fantasy team again. But no, I was expecting more for Wolves, man. I thought they would have
So
went out
was
and
I.
put on a great performance. You know what I mean? But I mean, it was not like they played bad or that. They did play some good football and had some good chances and that, and should have took them. I just think this Manchester City team looks average. I think if you take like De Bruyne out of it, I just think it's like what I don't know. I just think Man City
They've
having
got a lot of injuries though.
no, I know, but they just look like. I mean, I think City fans were really impressed with Nathan Ake last night, but I mean, you paid 40 million for him. You should be impressed with him if he's, you know what I mean. Stones as well. He was playing last night and all. Just didn't really expect. I thought John Stones was away really in the summer.
Yeah.
Um,
But
like,
City are going to be up there again once they get all their players back. Aguero and Bernardo Silva and stuff. They'll hit heights. I think they should. But it's a
no,
good start, isn't it?
no, it's definitely a good start for them. Obviously beating a team like Wolves, man, who are one of the best teams. I think that's one team for myself when I'm looking at the calendar. I don't really like go, oh, well, we're playing like City, or I'm not worried as a Leeds fan like playing them, but like a team like Wolves, like they're a team that worry you, man. You're like on their day they can just, especially because we're conceding goals, obviously. You think yourself on their day, Wolves can probably just bury us. You know what I mean? I think Wolves are an excellent team to watch, man. But
I know they are a promising team.
speaking of not an excellent team, Jack, is Manchester United. I mean, they just.
All you can do is laugh at that.
I mean, you can, mate. All you can do is laugh at it. I mean, you've got to. I don't feel sorry for Manchester United fans. I think, you know what I mean. I know we go. I just think that they just moan about fucking Everton, man. You know what I mean? Like your team can't be on top all the time, man. I'm sorry. Like especially in a league like the Premiership. You know what I mean? It has its cycles. You know what I mean? Right now it's like Liverpool, and next it'll be whoever it will be, man. Like I don't reckon Man United will ever like be a like they'll ever win the
They've not
title.
recovered. They've not recovered still since Fergie left. I mean,
Exactly, man.
they
And how
thought they were going to with the signings of Fernandez and that, but they're still rank rotten.
like that's what I'm on about. But they signed that boy for Ajax. He's on the bench, and he honestly looked like he's like, why? What the hell have I signed myself up for here? Because he should be starting. You don't pay that kind of money for a player like him and don't start him at home against Crystal Palace. You know what I mean?
No. He did score eventually, but he should be playing.
No, I know, but he should be playing. I've got to say, take my hat off to Wilfred Zaha. I thought he had a tremendous game. I thought Palace played a tremendous game from start to finish. But no, it's
Yeah,
definitely it's showing that some team should have come in and taken because he is good enough. I think good for me. I don't think he's a kind of player that would be at like a Liverpool say or whatever. I think he's like Everton quality or like a Spurs quality. You know what I mean?
he's due a bigger move. I think he's pushed through it himself. So
Uh,
just need to
I
wait
think,
and see on Zaha. But I think maybe another season at Palace is what he's looking at right now.
but he's getting up there. You know what I mean? You want to move away and win
He
trophies,
is.
man.
He is.
But no, he put a top performance, and so did Townsend. And that they put a top. Obviously, it's controversial with the penalty. I don't think it was a penalty, but it is what it
No,
is.
I was kind of a bit ruined out the game for Man United. I think.
Well, Jenky starts Henderson instead of De Gea next game.
I mean, you've got to look at that. Like 3 goals conceded at home.
And the amount of money they've spent on midfielders, I seen you had thingied it on the Twitter account. Like it's embarrassing, man. The money they've spent on Harry Maguire and that. Like, and they're just Harry Maguire
It's
is
just
awful, man.
that average signings at best. Honestly, I think Bruno Fernandes and sort of like Greenwood, Martial, Rashford, and all that are good players. But the signings like Lindelof, Maguire, like just just poor in my opinion for the amount of money, as you say.
That he spent on them.
Nah, 100%, just rotten. Don't really rate Maguire at all.
No, I don't rate him whatsoever. Also, Spurs as well. That was a high scoring game, 5-2 against Southampton.
Leathered them.
I
Didn't
mean,
win.
is this 4? I know, like we were bigging up Southampton as I say at the start of the season, but I just think Southampton are a team that possibly could struggle, man. I don't know about yourself, but they just they've so obviously so angry.
Yeah, well, it's looking that way now though.
Well, it is, mate, because they so hang with the Spurs and sort of that deal done there. But and Danny Ings is another one, man. I take him at my fantasy. That's what I'm on about here. Danny Ings, I took him at my fantasy team. The boy for West Brom took him at my fantasy team, and they score, and I'm like, I knew that was going to happen. No, but
yeah, you need to stay loyal, I'm afraid.
well, I know. I'm starting to hang with that. Everton as well, mate. Tremendous game for them.
Just asking myself that question every time I see him now. Why is James Rodriguez at Everton?
On a free transfer, by the way.
I still think he could do like top 4 level sort of team.
Well, that's what Everton are trying to be, mate. They're trying to be that top 4 sort of hang with the manager, Carlo Ancelotti, and James Rodriguez on a free, which is nuts to think about. Allen, Decore, that midfield is solid. So's our fullbacks as well. It's a good enough team. I just think.
I mean, even Dominic Calvert-Lewin,
Calvert-Lewin
he's
as well.
scored a hat trick.
I just think Pickford's not good enough. You know what I mean?
Nah, we've talked about the goalkeeping area. Like, I think the same and all. I think with a good goalkeeper, I think they could be right up there.
Yeah, definitely. But it'll be an interesting sort of week again in the Premiership. Hopefully, some more high-scoring games.
Nah, because it was a real high-scoring weekend this week. And obviously Liverpool go straight into another tough game against Arsenal. So
big game.
Games are coming thick and fast, and big games coming up. You get Man City, Leicester, and all. Crystal Palace, Everton's won. Like, both teams won their previous games, so
it's going to be interesting, mate. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
It's an interesting week, yeah.
Definitely.
So I look forward to it. And hopefully Rangers get a couple of wins, and we're more happy next week.
Hopefully, mate. Hopefully that's the most important thing. Obviously, we're doing the podcast a different style. We're not face to face as we usually are.
I know.
Not in the gateway.
Over the phone, we're having to deal with it.
I know.
You got to make do.
No, exactly. Got to make do what we're doing. Yeah. Again, Jack, it's been another eventful episode of the podcast.
It hasn't half, aye. Talked about everything we had to talk about, and
we had to.
Time to get out of here.
I think we both agreed that we had to spend a large time talking about that performance at Hibs. I'm sorry, because it's just something we both were really upset with and frustrated by.
Yeah, it's something I had to really convey my thoughts about on this, rather than just through messages and that. It just annoyed me, and it annoyed every other Rangers fan and all. So hopefully we've turned the table and we can just put that behind us. That's all I really want. I don't want to come on here again and be like, same thing happened.
No, you don't, mate.
But we can only be positive, so
exactly.
We'll see.
As always, Jack, it's been a pleasure.
Nah, it's been a pleasure. Take care.
Take care. You take care of yourself as well, and hopefully, as you say, Rangers get the wins.
Aye, hopefully. We'll catch you after.
Catch you for Sarch.